Hey guys, I'm excited to be sharing more wisdom today on MEometryTV. Today we're gonna... Yo son, over here. Who are you? Come on son, it's me, 19-year-old JG, out here doing these shows, rocking these crowds, being a dope MC. Don't act like you forgot about me already. Of course I remember you. Those were some of the greatest times of my life. Oh, you remember that one show when... Nah, I ain't got time for that. Listen, I know you're doing this meometry thing and that's cool and all, but I don't know, man. You remember how it was at rapping? There's a lot of people out there trying to do what you're doing. You may just not have what it takes. I mean, you obviously didn't become a famous rapper, right? Well, no, but this is different. I'm really focused on helping people change their lives and I'm really passionate about it. So I think I'm going to be successable because, yeah, I get it. But I'm just saying, the game is hard out there, man. You probably should just be prepared to do something else instead if this doesn't work out. Wait a second. Don't listen to him. Who are you? Jason, it's me. Well, you. Future you. Are you wearing tin foil? Yes, this is the style now. We wear aluminum foil and keep our food warm with expensive cotton blended button-down shirts. But enough about style. I refuse to let you be swayed by what old school you has to say. Well, thank you, future me. I'm glad to see that I'm more aware and more positive of things in the future. Well, actually, I was just going to say, while you shouldn't listen to old school you, I'd like to warn you that although you want to create things and inspire people and all that good stuff, you may not live up to people's expectations and you could fail completely. I'd really hate for you to go through all that, so maybe play it a little safer with this meometry thing, would you? Okay, so let me get this right. You're both telling me that no matter how hard I've worked or how much passion I have, that I should be prepared to quit or be a failure because of some things that happened in the past or some things that could happen in the future? Yeah, man. That is correct. All right, you know what? Forget you guys. I'm taking control of this ship, and neither of you are going to have a dang thing to say about it. One last thing. Hey, future me, can you hook me up with some lottery numbers? You understand that this is all happening in your head and I'm not real, right? Oh, yeah, of course. No, I know that. I was just testing you, and well done, you passed. Hey all you MEometrists, this is Jason Goldberg and you are watching MEometryTV, the place to be to yearn more, learn more, and earn more from your life and business. So my wife Alicia and I regularly have really cool, deep conversations, and a recent one of them is actually the inspiration for today's video. She was dealing with some stuff, and while we were talking through it, we both had what we think is a pretty cool realization about how our focus affects our stress. Let me explain. We realized that anytime she gets stressed, she tends to dwell in the past. For example, if in the past she had been wronged by a friend she trusted, she would focus on being wronged as if it was happening right now, and may decide that trusting again will lead to betrayal or hurt. So dragging these beliefs forward or any other past junk like setbacks, failures, or disappointments can infect your brain and cause you the same level of discomfort, pain, and a whole host of other emotions that it did back then. And that, many times, ends up creating a self-fulfilling prophecy, stifling your growth and your happiness. The past is kind of like a photo. You could take out a photo from 20 plus years ago and probably be transported back almost immediately to that moment and feel the same emotions now that you were feeling when the photo was taken. Smiling, laughing, heart racing, sadness, comfort, regret, love, all kinds of things can come up. We all love to reminisce, don't we? Where the issue arises though, and here's what we found happening with Alicia, is when you get stuck in the moment in the photo and you feel that everything that happened then, both emotionally and physically, is happening now. Rationally, of course, you know it's not the case, but as most of us know, our minds eat our rationality for breakfast. It's vital to remember that the photo was a snapshot in time, and though you have the conceptual memories of that past, it is no longer your reality now. Now that was a great realization and awareness for her, but as a bonus, we also discovered that when I'm stressed, I'm future focused, but not in the conventional goals-based way. I bring the fears of possible failures and uncertainty and what others will think of me and what ifs and all these crazy scenarios into the now as if they already happened. For example, if I think that my last MEometryTV episode video was really good and there's no way that my next video can be better, I may use the present moment to start projecting out in the future that people won't watch anymore, or that I'll be a failure and I'll have to give up on my dream of impacting people's lives. See, just like with Alicia's scenario, this can in turn create a real reality that prevents me from leaving my comfort zone and experimenting, which may lead to me not being able to impact people's lives like I want to. Another self-fulfilling prophecy created by my own resistance. See, the future is like a painting. It hasn't happened, so there's no photo to hold in your hand, but the same principle applies. Let's say an artist paints a picture of you and your goals 20 plus years from now. They paint a picture of your house, your car, your kids, your dog, or any number of other things that they and you have no real clue about how they're going to appear so far into the future. Would you look at that painting and say, oh my gosh, the house the artist painted is huge. What if I can't buy a house that big and people think I'm a failure? What if I do get the house, but I really can't afford it and I end up losing it and I end up not living up to everyone's expectations, or any number of other irrational fears, doubts, and insecurities? The point to remember here is that the artist's rendering represents the concept of the future, what it could be, not what it has to be, and definitely not the reality of your life, present moment. Our brains are smart, but they aren't that smart. We can easily convince ourselves that the real stresses from our past or the potential stresses in our future represent our true current reality. But then our minds won't know the difference between past and present, or present and future, and will start to act accordingly, many times to our detriment. The common thread is that whether you get past paralyzed like Alicia or future focused like me, you're dealing in conceptual time, but treating it as if it's real time. Listen to me carefully here. The past and the future are both concepts, and neither of them actually exist right now. I'm going to say it again to make sure you got me. The past and the future are both concepts, and neither of them actually exist right now. I just got pretty deep, huh? You're probably wondering if I just came back from some meditation retreat in Bali, and while that sounds pretty cool to me, it's not the case. While Alicia and I were discussing this notion of this real time versus brain or conceptual time, we came up with this really cool, interesting physical reminder of how to keep the timeline straight. It's something straight out of Quantum Leap or Back to the Future, two of my absolute favorite series, by the way. And it involves, as you may have guessed from the title of this video, your finger, or in this case, mine. So here's the past, right? This is where the fears and insecurities and doubts live. And here's your present. This is where you can decide how you're going to think, what you believe, and what actions you'll take. Look at this massive separation between the past and the present. Though on screen it probably looks like a few inches, I can assure you it is a distance of light years. If you keep that finger straight, really straight, it's pretty easy to see that there's absolutely no correlation between your past way back here and your present all the way up here. They're on the same plane, yes, but they're nowhere near each other. Awesome, right? But here's what most of us do in a sense. We bend our finger so that the past and the present are touching. Now there's no gap between the past and the present. They're occupying the same space and your mind cannot tell the difference. And now the issues from the past have easy access to your present day self. This is potentially disastrous. The same thing happens with the present and the future. Here's your present and here's your future. Light years apart. No way the concept of the future can affect or infect the reality of the present, unless you bend it like Beckham or cross the streams or whatever you want to call it and all heck breaks loose. So in the immortal words of the 90s punk band The Offspring, gotta keep them separated. So the next time you're feeling stuck, give yourself the finger. You know what I mean. And remind yourself of the true separation that exists between the present moment, the only thing you really have control over, and the concepts of things like the past or the future. If nothing else, this exercise can force you to quickly remember that you're in the present moment and break you out of being stuck in the past or the future long enough to remember the concepts that we talked about today. It's really helping Alicia and I when we're feeling not so fresh upstairs, and I hope it can do the same for you. Now, as you know, we yearn, learn, and earn exponentially more when we share our gifts with each other. So as always, I want to hear from you. Please leave us a comment below and let us know if you tend to be more past paralyzed or future focused. I'd also love to hear any other ways that you've worked at getting unstuck. All of us can never have enough tools at our disposal to live our ideal lives. If you love this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and be sure to share it with your friends. And also, don't forget to head over to MEometry.com and sign up for exclusive email updates and to get insights that I only share with my most engaged peeps. And you know who you are. Plus, If you want your own personal JG to coach you to find the true happiness and massive success that you've been searching for, and that we both know you're capable of, click the Work with JG link above or the picture of me over on the right-hand side for an absolutely free one-on-one strategy session over Skype or phone to see if what I got is what you need to get to where you desire to go. What are you waiting for? Do it now. Now remember that you and your gifts are extraordinary and exceptional. Be you, do you, and love you, because you know what? There's only one of you. See you next time on Meometry TV.